This is the very latest from Fabarm, the infinite side-by-side 12 gauge sporting clays gun. A lot of people have talked about it. The first batch I think is incoming from Italy. In the United States we're starting out with 32-inch barrel sets and probably 30-inch barrel sets towards the end of the summer. I don't know exactly. Have to check with Fabarm. These things change every day. So, it's 12 gauge, standard tri-bore barrels, proof tested to 1630 bar. The rib is the Fabarm quick release rib they have in all their all-sports. So it is an aluminum alloy rib to save weight. Right now, the plan is to come with one rib, which 50-50 rib that's used to point of impact. There may be additional ribs in the future. I'm not sure. That's still under discussion. As you can see, nice wood. People have asked about the palm swell. There is a palm swell, but a very slight one. If you're used to the big, fat, grippy one, that really fills out your palm on some other over and unders and side-by-sides, other clays guns. It's a very subtle one. Stock comes left-handed and right-handed. This is a right-handed stock. It is a mid-height rib. Might as well weigh it. 8 pounds 7 ounces. So it's a very substantial gun. As far as the balance, it is very slightly weight forward. Very slightly, as you can see. But it's a clays gun, so does it go bang? Let's find out. As you can imagine, there's just no recoil. Very nice pad. Looks to be a little under 1 inch, is probably in millimeters. No recoil with this gun. The ejection is very strong. Yeah, let me shoot a few more. These are with factory IC and modified Fabarm chokes. Not much to it. The history of the Fabarm 12 gauge side-by-side, it's not really a new model, not a new action, I should say, because Fabarm has made 12 gauge side-by-sides for quite a few years. Extremely heavy duty, a favorite of some waterfowl hunters in Canada, and I believe that Tanya False used it to win some British side-by-side championships. Very easy to take apart. Well, really what I want to show you is the lugs. You can see the cutout in the receiver. It's just huge. Absolutely huge. And these lugs are massive. Absolutely massive. So that's one of the purported issues with side-by-sides, is that compared to over and unders, you're constrained as far as envelope dimensions of the action. So consequently, many side-by-sides are somewhat fragile for heavy-duty use. Great for upland hunting, etc., but just for pounding tens of thousands of clays, No. But you can look at those lugs. You've got actually 5, right? 4 large primary lugs and a little split double lug in the center. So it is a super beefy lockup. Not much to reassembly. There's been some online debate over the best barrel length. 32s to start, with 30 inches coming this fall, and I liked this 32-inch barrel set better than I thought. Just guessing with no experience, I thought, 30 inches more like it. But very ever so slightly forward of the hinge area, but not much. So that's a well-balanced gun. And if you want to save weight, although it comes with 5 SxS XP extended chokes, I really don't like the looks of extended chokes on side-by-sides. So you can go with the flush chokes. You'll get the same patterns, and they'll maybe save you an ounce or something like that off the muzzle end just by going with the flush chokes. Like essentially all Fabarm guns, this has a 3-inch chamber as well. So, and all the way through full, the gun is approved for steel shot shells. So, I can imagine that this will find favor on driven hunts. Not that I do many of them, but some areas is popular. European type hunts because it's soft shooting. And if you're having tea and crumpets, cucumber sandwiches in the far hill, you've got a gun that looks traditional. The Brits don't particularly appreciate pumps and autoloaders. The triggers are fantastic on this gun, extremely crisp, and they've got to be right at 3 pounds. Very, very light. Yeah, it hammers them. It's time to mow down here, as you can see. So normally I would check the point of impact, which Fabarm is terrific at. But I'd be shooting through a lot of grass, so that would be a story for another day. But yeah, if you like the side-by-side aesthetic, and want a side-by-side that has really, there's no recoil. I mean, this is just a thin shirt. There's nothing going on here, and I'm not feeling anything special. These are 1 ounce 1250 foot per second loads. I could run some heavier loads through it, but it's a very, very soft shooting gun. No question about it. So, with this 50-50 rib, I say you're good to go for sporting clays, good for the dove field, good for the skeet field, but not for trap if you want a little higher point of impact for a little built-in vertical lead. So I think it'd be a good idea if Fabarm did offer a rib with a higher point of impact, just like they do in their all sports. It's a good system. Smashing a few clays here just to check function. Of course, it's no big deal. But it shoots where you look. I've made no adjustments at all. This is how it came right out of the box. I'm not going to be able to hang on to this gun for very long because my understanding is there's only 2 examples in the country at the moment. There have been a few British videos out on this, but I mean, the whole idea of breaking clay pigeons and hunting, dove shooting, is to have fun, and this is a fun gun. It really is. So I thought I would be more interested in the 30-inch, but after shooting it, this gun for me is essentially perfect right out of the box. Great triggers, strong ejectors, no recoil, obviously the adjustable comb, excellent factory choke tubes, which are sometimes a scarce commodity. So normally when a new model comes in, I like to spend more than a little bit of time with it. Obviously patterning and a lot more shooting than I'm doing today. But like I mentioned, there's only 2 in the country, and I don't think Fabarm wants me to hang on to this very long. So this will be necessarily a short review. In the future, when they become available, I may have time to get a 30-inch in and test it, or a 32-inch that I can spend more time with. Yeah, this is the softest shooting side-by-side I have ever shot in my life. So that's going to appeal to a lot of people. And as far as the build quality, the massive lugs, it is built to go into the goose blind and pound heavy loads all hunting season. That's where the action came from. So, sorry to say, I really don't have any complaints. And once they get out to dealers, you might want to shoulder this 32-inch because it does move extremely well. No question about it. I don't think anybody's going to have any problem on the skeet field or sporting clays with this. So it's an impressive gun. And I think as far as the finish, it looks to me like Fabarm has spent a little time with extra polish on these barrels because they really look good. And it's got a modern look to it with the blue accents, but they're not outrageous, they're not garish. I call them tasteful. So again, for a first look, yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, if you're in the market for a side-by-side, if you want to participate in many of the vintager or side-by-side exclusive events, this is your ticket. And if you just want to have fun on the skeet field or shooting some sporting clays, whether it's 5-stand or through the woods, it's a fun gun to shoot, no question. Yeah, there's just nothing to it, folks, I'm telling you. Great trigger, no recoil, and although I have not put it on paper, the pattern goes where you look. It's just look at the bird, pull the trigger, and watch the clay explode. So, really nice job. And they don't advertise this as being upgraded wood at all, but it's very, very nice. Distinct mineral grains, mineral streaks. all the way through. And the forearm and the buttstock match, which you'd be surprised at some high dollar guns that the wood doesn't match, which I find ridiculous. Anyway, I like it as is. So just for my own personal preference, I would probably use flush chokes instead of extended chokes in a side-by-side. But nice job, Fabarm. We'll see you later.